Hello, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am. Today was a great day, an interesting day overall. First item of business, only 8 dials on the day. That's all right, because we did do 67 LinkedIn messages, 6 replies, as well no demos booked, but 3 demos held. However, 1 deal closed. Now, the interesting thing about this 1 deal closed is the fact that it was from a demo I had held back in March that then sent me an email this morning that I thought was saying like, oh, hey, I've spoken over with my team and we're not going to move forward. But no, it was like, we're going to move forward. We're still a little bit concerned about the proximity to the actual zip code, but we're going to give you a try on the gold tier. He left his phone number, so then I called him right away, got him signed up, gave him a 5% discount as well as 10 bonus households. But so I think that like, I don't think I want to say, not the location that he's in is a highly populated area. So I believe that the most of the prospects sent his way will come from that area. So there's potential for him to move up. Happy about that. But what was nice is the fact that it came out of nowhere. There was one touch point, I like sent him an email, but I did kind of trust that he would get back, and he did get back to me. This guy was a deal that I actually felt like I trust would get back. But I think I'm starting to get it in terms of like what I need to be doing on a daily basis. Like, cause that deal is a work in the past pipeline deal that then closed today. So then what I need to be doing today is just continuing to do those same activities, that if the pipeline that I have is a 3-month pipeline, meaning it generally takes anywhere between 1 day and 3 months for deals to close. If I continue to do the same activities that built me this 3-month pipeline, then that will just shift the time horizon moving forward, the time span moving forward. So if I don't do anything, then the pipeline will exhaust, and the deals that are from 3 months before won't close now. But if I keep doing the activities and building it up, that like things will just, that's how I can stay consistent, and that's the place I would like to be. So happy about that. I think it's just more, I'm starting to realize sometimes I don't need to, and I was speaking with my sales manager about this, that I don't need to be an incredible salesperson that just always gets someone to close on the first deal call. Like, what I could be is just someone who delivers a good pitch, tries to close, but isn't disappointed when they're not, but stays organized so that consistently I just have that steady kind of flow that occurs. Distracted by a Slack message, but I just fuck. But so it's nice to have gotten to this point, because now I've hit I've averaged hitting 20K these past 2 months, because like 19.6, 21.5, put those together, it's about 20K. So it's possible. And yes, one of them from last month was a $10,000 deal, but it was from work in the past. And so if I just keep doing this, that's the same thing. When I have a down month, I still will hit quota. What I did figure out is that roughly the close rate I have is 20%. So if I host 55 new demos, not follow-ups, and only close 11 of them, at the average deal size I have, which excludes the $10,000 deal, is about 1,500. So then that takes about like 10 point something. So essentially 11 deals at that average deal size to close. So then the goal is I just need to host 55 demos in the course of a month. So then some will be booked for me from marketing. But then if I have some booked for myself, then I can figure out a way to get that number, like get closer to that number. Now, from last month, I made 1,000 dials roughly booking for myself. 38 demos booked total, but those weren't all, like roughly 27 from where I'm all over the place, sorry. 1,000 dials turned into roughly, we'll call it 25 demos booked on the phone. Now, yes, a lot of those were most of those weren't from cold, they were from inbound opportunities, and a couple came in from LinkedIn, but just it shows, oh no, sorry, that was 1,000 reach outs. 1,000 reach outs, which combines LinkedIn and dials, led to 38 demos booked. Okay, so then let's do the math. 1,000 divided by 38 means I need to make 26 reach outs in order to book a demo. Yeah, that's pretty. So then, I'm doing math right here, but it's not actually making sense. I think the point I'm trying to make is that I'm figuring out the game I want to play is that I'm going to stick to is the 150 dials. Every demo I book, I take away 50. Every demo I hold, I take away 25. And every deal I close, it just resets it to 0. So on the day, if I close a deal at 9 a.m., I don't got to do shit. Now, that will, in theory, get me 150 times 20 days in the work week, 3,000 reach outs. I think that can reliably get me to quota. So if I want to get above quota, then I can when it's 9 o'clock and I close the deal and don't have to work the rest of the day, I don't got to feel a pressure to reach out, but I can still go above and beyond and do something. It's like, okay, the morning I'm going to take off, but in the afternoon, I'm going to make some dials between 1 and 2, 4 and 5, and call it a day, rather than like being hell-bent on it, or when it gets easy, that's when you step on the gas. Either way, I think the theme I'm trying to get at here is I now have numbers that I have more reliable numbers to and a better understanding of what the role actually looks like, that I can figure out what inputs I need to put into the equation of me to get the output I'd like to be at. That's more what it is. And ultimately figure out how to get to 40K, because 40K closed in a month hasn't been done yet in the past year. That's what my manager said, like in the past 15-ish months. So I want to find out, like, what is the number of dials that I would have to double in order to double the output? Like, could I do that? Like, would it actually just take spending 12 hours a day dialing? Because if so, can I do that? And then secondly, if that's the case, like if I approach myself like a business, if it takes 12 hours for me to work to close 40K, right? What time spent in that day can I outsource to something else in order for me to gain that time back, and instead of having to work 12 hours, only have to work 8, because 4 of those hours are somewhere else. I don't know. It's just more, I'm thinking that through. It's interesting. I'm also happy that the deal closed today. It just gives a relaxing, like, sometimes I feel it on the team as well as myself. It's just like disappointing, like, oh fuck, I was up high and like now I'm back low at 0. But for my reset day to not be at 0, but to be at something up. Because there's the guy that I thought was going to close yesterday who sent me a text today, said that they were going to pass. That was the other thing I was going to speak about. All over the place, sorry. I thought he was going to close. He didn't. He said we're going to move in a different direction. What I do know is that the reason we didn't get him on board earlier in the month is because he didn't have enough space on the card. But I do know that the amount of space he did have on the card was enough to get the lowest tier with a discount, which I didn't offer because I was getting greedy and wanted to get him up on the higher tier. We then agreed that either yesterday he's going to sign up, help me hit my quota, or tomorrow we'll start the month off nice. That's what he said, not what he followed through on. So then, his words are worthless, meaningless. Anything the prospect says is worthless if there's no money attached to it. And that's not harsh. I don't mean for that to come across as what he's a liar, you can't trust him or anything like that. But it more is just to retool the focus. Remind myself that it's easy to say something and not. It's a lot easier to say something, and it's not a lot harder to follow through on it. That's not more what it means. It's really easy to say that you're going to sign up, but it doesn't actually mean that you're going to sign up. So then when I had him there, I should have gone for the close right then and there, because anything is more than nothing, obviously. There was another Slack notification that distracted me. This was just a payment thing. But that's what I want to focus on. The 2 other demos that I held today I was happy about because they weren't closes, but I did ask for the business, and then when they said no, gave it a deflection, I then asked for it again, like try to handle the objection. One turned into a follow-up next week because he like, well, like if you're compensated, like he didn't want to start today because there's a bunch of stuff going on. So we'll retest next week, accepted the invite. Again, means nothing, no money on the table. And another guy, younger guy who wants to use us. The value of the trial period of us being able to speak with other people on the platform wasn't really of value to him because he was sold on the program. He believed that we could deliver on the promises, but he just didn't have the budget right now. But like in the coming months, he might be able to. But again, what I can say with confidence is that I made sure that that actually was the case. It wasn't, he just was uncomfortable making a decision. The decision was made, but there was there was like an obstacle, an obstruction that actually prevented it from going forward. Like if you don't have the money and you don't actually have the money, then you can't go forward with us. If you don't have the money, but you just don't have the money because you don't really want to do it, that's a different sort of thing. But again, like if I can confidently say I did that, then that's the case. Hold on, let's see. Today I didn't host 3 demos. I hosted 2 demos and 1 follow-up, 1 no-show that came out of nowhere. So there's the 2 of the 55 I have hit. 2 of the 55. I wonder if I can keep track of that. 2 of 55. Oh, I can do this later. I'm gonna do that now. Other than that, I booked a visit with an apartment next Friday. That's another thing I meant to bring up with my sales manager is I wanted to take next Friday off so that I could go to Montreal and actually see them. In the meantime, Clementine Club, I appreciate you sticking around and believe in yourself because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. And I'll talk to you later.